Ready to play on grass in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. My favorite time of the year. Here we go. High hanger. The 2-yard line for Brown. Cuts it up the middle, breaks it clean. One man to beat. Cuts back into traffic, still going. One man, and that one man finally gets in. Darnell Walker. Big return. UCLA starts after a 59-yard return. First down on the Oklahoma 40.
One of the hazards of playing your first game of the year, you don't know how your special teams are going to perform. Obviously, Oklahoma not covering this kickoff very well. Brown doing a nice job of using the blue shirts that he can. He cuts back, and then the white shirts of Oklahoma are going to catch up to him. But great field position for UCLA.
So Brian Brown, who is not your starter at tailback, if he were, he'd be winded. Sean Wills is in there with Caleb Carter, number 48, the fullback, and Jim Bonds, yes, wearing number 7 as the quarterback. He wants to throw it to the sideline for Reggie Moore. It's good. First down, UCLA, Oklahoma 15-yard line. Penalty flag on the field, and the penalty flag thrown right about where the ball was caught. It looks like it might be a face mask.
This is a great throw by Bonds and a very good play by Moore. Number 4 sees the ball all the way. 29 is Belser, does not see the ball, and that's why he can't make the play on it. First play out of the box, Homer Smith comes out throwing the football. There's the face mask right there.
5-yard unintentional, takes it down just short of the 10, where it'll be first down. And Michael Moore, a 6'3" redshirt freshman, is in at flanker, replacing Reggie Moore for UCLA. Sean Wills is the I-back. He looks to the right side and dives for about 2. Sean Wills had one of the brightest moments of his collegiate career here on this field against Nebraska. So he has had some success against the Big 8 team. Reggie Moore, the man who made the 25-yard reception, the other wideout, Sean LaChapelle. Richardson is hurt. Now you see the red asterisk there. Those are the returning starters. Lance Zeno moved over from guard to anchor the line at center. They're quite young up front and experienced. Reggie Moore is back in. It is second down and 8 from the Sooner 8-yard line. Barnes still has the ball. Gets heat, goes down. Back on the 19-yard line, and it was James Good, the defensive right end out of Houston, Texas, that got him, and Good is good. He's a good player. Blevins plays the other end. Backs Dillard Evans down in the middle with Scott Evans being the All-American. The backers for Oklahoma, Wilson and Bowden, and the secondary, the UCLA hopes to find some cracks in today. Walker, Belcher, Ray, and Frank. So a big loss on the play by Good, and it's third down. Bonds getting heat again. Pulls it down and takes off. And he is pulled down on the 12-yard line, and there UCLA will send in the kicking team probably. He got away from Tom Backus. One of the things that UCLA may not respect early on here, for those who have not played an Oklahoma team, everybody out there wearing white can run.
They run very well defensively. As you take a look at the field goal kicker coming in to try his first attempt at the college level.
It'll be a 30-yard try for Brad Aloiso. He is out of San Diego, California. He is a senior. The hold is down. The kick is a low-line drive, but it's good. Tommy Maddox got it down just barely. Aloiso got it up just barely, but it is good, and the Bruins go to the lead 3-0. Merchant Marine. He didn't play for the Kansas City Chiefs. Aloiso hits it. It's a low liner. It's going to hit the ground. Take a nice high gravy bounce for Taylor. He's got daylight. Take it out of bounds. Up past the 40. So both teams get good run backs of the opening kickoff. Aloiso, the kicker, brought him down. He's a big kid. He's 6'2", 205. The return by Taylor, 37 yards.
Special teams, first game of the year, will probably play a big role in this ball game all game long. Remember last year, Keith, we did Notre Dame at Michigan.
Yep.
And the special teams won the game for Notre Dame with Ishmael running 2 touchdowns back on kickoff return.
They haven't seen him yet. From the 42-yard line, it's Rashid and Brewer in the backfield. And here's Collins on a rollout, going to throw it, and it is caught by Rashid, the fullback, up at the 46-yard line. So Gary Gibbs, perhaps, and Larry Coker wanting to plant the idea that we are going to throw some today, and they do it on the very first snap of the ball. Steve Collins opens at quarterback. Kenyon Rashid, the big blocking fullback. Joel Brewer, the tailback. Ted Long, a Z-back or a wideout, really, and Arthur Guest. Guest particularly very good. Cooper, the tight end, stands in there 6'6". I mean, he's really a pack. And that's a very big offensive front for Oklahoma and has the potential to be a very good one. On second down, a fumble. Ball rolling around on the ground. UCLA's got it. Joel Brewer coughed it up. Stacey Argo, number 41, inside linebacker, recovered it.
23, Brewer steps to his left. He just gets the ball, doesn't look it in, doesn't put his hands over it. That was not Collins' fault, the quarterback. He just did not clamp down on it. First game, turnovers, penalties, mistakes, special team play. All of those things are oftentimes involved in the first game of the year, which this is for both teams.
So UCLA leading 3-0 off a 30-yard field goal, owns the ball on the Oklahoma 43-yard line. Jim Bonch gives to the tailback, John Wills. He pops it right up the middle. And he goes inside the 30, got a tremendous trap block. And he's got a first down inside the 27 before Terry Ray and Charlie Franks brought him down.
Good blocking by 60 Spalding right there. And the fullback, Carter, trap blocking right up inside. And it's pretty good, pretty impressive offensive play by the Bruins so far.
First down. Wills again. Sean Wills from Hanford, California, will take it to the 25, pick up of about 2 yards. He's rolled back by the linebackers, Wilson and Bowden. Bowden is number 45, a 230-pound junior out of Mesquite, Texas. A lot of Texas folks on the Oklahoma football team. Like the man said, might as well join the Southwest Conference. Second down and 8. Wills again, reads the blocking, cuts it back, and will get out to about the 22. In this particular series, they get conservative. We go to Roger Twyville. Third down and 6.
Well, the first play from scrimmage was the trap play to Wills up the middle and gained quite a few yards. They tried that same play the next first down to the left. Didn't work, and a little bit of conservative call on 3rd and 5, but obviously Homer Smith, who calls the plays, felt like that would work.
Aloiso in for his second field goal try. He has one of 30 recorded. That's a low snap. The kick is better, though. This time he drilled it, and UCLA has 39 and 30-yard field goals. With 9:50 to play in the first quarter, they lead by a score of 6-0. Aloiso kicks off. This time he gets a bigger share of the ball and knocks it into the end zone. Back to the 20. It'll come first down. The Bruins will open defensively this way. And they're going to have to gamble some today, I think, unless Oklahoma continues to have its problems in handling the ball, where they've just cashed in against the special teams and an Oklahoma turnover. But the Bruins will open with Chilinsky, Onwetwebe, and Kelly on a defensive front of 3. Ale is the celebrated transfer from Notre Dame. Malone, Argo, and Pfeiffer. Keaton will be in there at an inside backer position as soon as he gets over arthroscopy. And the secondary for UCLA is very good and experienced. And here's Collins, a very quick out. And the pass is incomplete, thrown hard and thrown behind Arthur Guest. Arthur Guest is 5'11", 190, a senior from Oklahoma City. and he has tremendous average numbers per reception. But you got to get it in front of him so he can run with it.
What they want to do, they want to get the ball to Artie Guest. He's got great speed. First play of the ball game, they take a look at Guest. First play of the game, Oklahoma comes out and throws. Not well. I think it shows what they want to do, but their inability to do it. Also, that first down, 3 wide receivers. How many times have you ever seen Oklahoma first down? 3 wide receivers and no tight end. Here it is again.
Mike McKinley is in there now in the backfield, replacing Rashid. Collins on an option. Pitches there. That looks more like Oklahoma, doesn't it? That one echoed to the foothills, but it results in about a 10-yard pickup as Brewer carries. Dion Lambert and Eric Turner collide with him.
Take a look at what Oklahoma has done in the decade of the 80s. Nationally, they were ranked 2nd rushing, 4th scoring, and 5th total offense. They've committed to do more passing, and you can still, with 3 wide receivers and an I formation, still run the option that they've been so popular with and so successful with throughout the years.
Barry Gibbs right there. There's your option with the quarterback keeping this time. And Collins gets across the 40 and up to the 42. And Eric Turner brings him down, but it's another Oklahoma first down. So the Sooners get the ground game in gear and go for successive first down.
Keith, the best part of the wishbone is the option. Taking the ball, have the quarterback running it or tossing it. You get rid of the wishbone, you give it a threat to the passing game, and you still can get the best part of that wishbone, which is the option. Oklahoma lined up with 3 men in the backfield and 2 tight ends that time. A lot of different looks. There you go, 2 wide and the back. You got the passing threat and also the option threat.
Rashid is back in. Collins stand up. Quick punt. Good guess. Guess is open and down to the UCLA side of the field. Brought down at the 41-yard line. Dion Lambert was the man underneath him. And Oklahoma's arch foe, Nebraska, is out to a lead, as you saw in their game. 8:51 to go in the first quarter. And Oklahoma with the ball for the first time today on the UCLA side of the field. First down at the Bruin 41 with the Bruins leading 6-0 on a pair of field goals. Collins gives to the tailback, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage by James Malone, but Brewer has the strength at 195 pounds to drive ahead and pick up a couple of yards. In fact, he got about 3 yards.
Take a look at Gary Gibbs. Young man, awfully young. That's graduated from Oklahoma in '77.
Oh, he's all red and white, though, isn't he? Collins, little delay, give to Brewer, big hole, right side. Good seal blocking on the right side by the Oklahoma offensive front. And it's going to move the ball down inside the 35, close to the 33. They've got to go to the 31. They'll need 2 yards on 3rd down.
Brewer is actually their 2nd string tailback. Their outstanding runner a year ago, Mike Gaddis, had knee surgery last year. In fact, Gaddis was leading the country in rushing when he was injured. He's going to be out again this year, probably most of the year. Ike Lewis, another running back, is also hurt.
Double tight end, seal off the right side. Brewer turns the corner and gets the first down. It became a contest of wills. UCLA trying to outnumber them on that side, but couldn't do it. And he gets just enough.
As you take a look at Brewer hobbling off there.
California Bears beat Wisconsin 28-12.
This is one area, Keith, that the Sooners cannot have a lot of injuries. As I mentioned, they've already lost 2 of their running backs, not even here. Brewer, after this, they go to true freshmen.
Yeah, but they got this Ernest Williams out of Aurora, Colorado, is in the ball game right now, the true freshman. Now, you're talking about 17, 18, and at most a 19-year-old.
They probably haven't been to class yet.
No. Keeper by the quarterback, Collins. Goes for another Oklahoma first down as he crosses the 20-yard line. It takes you a while to get a handle on the option, and sometimes you never do against a team like Oklahoma.
Well, as a look at the quarterback, Steve Collins, started 5 ball games last year. Won 4 of the 5, was injured. been challenged this year by K.O. Gundy, who is a true freshman quarterback, one of the top recruits in the nation last year, but he's strictly a throwing quarterback.
Otis Taylor goes in motion. Into the middle of the line goes the big fullback, 240-pound sophomore out of Kansas City, Missouri, Kenyon Rashid. He picked up about 3 yards, second down and 7. I remember a linebacker one time having played against, it was Oklahoma, or he's either that or the Air Force. And somebody said, how come you're walking so funny? He said, I've been running sideways all day, and I haven't caught anything yet. Second down and 7. The Sooners making a threat now. The first of the day. Option down the line. Late pitch. Pitch is taken by Williams, and the freshman bumps the 10 in full stride and busts his way to the 8. First and goal, Oklahoma. Chris Melson comes in at a wideout. Chris Melson was a quarterback last year, a junior out of Ada, and he's on the field now at a wide position. Collins to the tailback, and I want to tell you, Mr. Williams was just welcomed to big-time college football by Roman Pfeiffer.
Well, there's Pfeiffer. It's a little mix-up in the backfield. The true freshman needs to study his plays a little bit more because Collins was where he should be, but Williams was not. And Pfeiffer, who missed all of last year because of a suspension, is back this year. And Bob Field, the coordinator, says he can make some big plays and made one right there.
Ross is back to the 11. Collins, a little quick drop off to the side, and he's knocked down at the 5, just inside the 5. Number 18, Arthur Guest, making the catch.
Bob Field, the defensive coordinator. Best pass defense in the conference last year. 6 starters returning.
It's third down and goal. The ball is just inside the 5. They've gone to double tight end now as Joey Mickey comes into the lineup. Taylor goes in motion. Option play to the corner. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Collins got it.
To the left. One of the problems with UCLA in the Pac-10, you don't see the option every week. If this is the Big 8, you play the option a lot tougher. But UCLA doesn't play against the option that often. Is not very good against it.
R.D. Lasher is in. Hunter Riddell holds it. Lasher knocks it through. Not pretty, but it counts. So the Lasher brothers continue to dominate the place-kicking chores at Oklahoma as the Sooners take the lead. Collins is the man who quarterbacked that possession and stuck it in the end zone for them, and he did it because one of the Bruins was out of place. Brian Brown is the deep man for Riddell's kick. And Brad sidles into it, lofts it high in the air, and will drop it to Brown at the 5. This time the Sooners cover him a little better. And he comes back just over the 22.
A lot of times you may ask, why do teams shift or why do they go in motion? Here's a man going in motion. It's the gain of advantage. Watch Gray, number 3 right here. He's going to come across and he'll get there a little bit late. The man in motion for UCLA on the left in the blue jersey. He's going to get late. He's going to get blocked. Now look at the corner. Nobody is even there to force Collins to pitch the ball. You try to move, motion, take advantage of the defense by lining up and going in motion.
Oklahoma leading 7-6. First down UCLA, their 22-yard line. Kevin Williams is the tailback. Jim Bond's back to throw it. Lets it go underneath, throws it behind the receiver. And incomplete, intended for Kevin Williams. Williams had no chance to catch the ball. It was a bad pass by Bond.
Well, one thing you can say about UCLA offensively, and Homer Smith, who was the coordinator last year at Alabama and now is here at UCLA on his third time around. He is not just coming out and running on first down and throwing on third. He has thrown on first down twice, and he ran on 3rd and 5 inside the 30-yard line.
You got Rick Daly. Randy Austin has come in. Got 2 tight ends of the ball game right now, and 1 lone back. That is Sean Wills, and Wills has hit pretty good as he gets up to the 25-yard line by Scott Evans, the All-American from Edmond, Oklahoma, a senior. 4:05 to play in the first quarter of the ball game. Oklahoma having come up with a 60-yard march down the field to stick it in the end zone. 80 yards, excuse me. And 13-odd plays with the quarterback Collins scoring, and the kick was good after UCLA had 39 and 30-yard field goals to lead 6-0. We're still in the first quarter. We've had a lot of action as Bonds is chased out of a pass attempt and finally brought down by 85, Tom Backus. So that defensive front for Oklahoma, and they've made a change in nose guard, which they think is going to help them, and I would say right now it appears it's going to. They moved Big Stacy Dillard, 280-pound junior from Clarksville, Texas, into the nose guard position, and that seemingly has given Evans and the rest of the people along the line more room to bounce around, because Dillard is a bunch of in the middle. Big. Courtney Kyler is in the punt. Kick is away. It's a good one. Otis Taylor waiting for it, accepts it, and comes back to about the 40-yard line. And the Sooners are going to have good field position as penalty flags go down. Brewer is back at tailback. So he shook off getting dinged up. Collins coming down the line, gets away from one Bruin. Pursuit is on. They're going to get him behind the line of scrimmage, and they do. But he ran for a good long time before Randy Cole and Meach Shaw could finally get a hold of him. The Honda Scholar Athlete of the Week brought to you by American Honda, proud to support amateur athletics, Jason Hansen, a junior kicker and punter from Washington State University. He was a star in last week's 21-3 season opening win, averaging 47.7 yards on 8 punts, including a 76-yarder. He was an All-American place kicker last year. He is a sophomore, and Honda will present a check for $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of Washington State University. Pass to Artie Guest is thrown over his head and out of bounds. It was a deep pattern down the sideline. And being an old Cougar, we thank Honda, right? Right. Washington State opening over TCU. They play Wyoming today and then get BYU the following week. So there are a lot of teams going to be tested early on this year.
The strength of Steve Collins is not dropping back and throwing the football. The strength is what you saw him do on the previous drive, and that is running the option. The passes he has completed have been a little bit shaky. If they want to throw the football, they'll bring in the backup, and that is K.O. Gundy.
3rd down and 12 for Oklahoma. Great drop back. That's over the top and incomplete. The pass intended apparently for Brewer, but Brewer wasn't in the same neighborhood. He had run into a Bruin and fallen down. 4th down. Brad Riddell is into punt. Average last year close to 42 yards on 37 kicks. Wants a high one, gets a high knuckleball down around the 10, 11-yard line. LaChapelle takes it. Ball comes loose after he's hit. Oklahoma got it. Tony Levy covers it for the Sooners.
LaChapelle, the first time he's ever returned punts, should never have tried to train this ball back. They were just playing a prevent defense up front. Fumbled the football. UCLA was last in the Pac-10 last year in punt returns, not starting off 1990 in very good fashion.
First and goal, Oklahoma at the Bruin 7.
Mistakes, penalties, special teams, first game.
This is a way to dig yourself a real deep hole right here. Collins, Brewer, out of bounds, just short. Again, there's no support on that corner. I mean, he had 6 wide open yards. As he goes around, there's nobody over there.
For sure, that's the way the option is designed. They don't even block 2 of the outside men on the line. You don't have to block all of them in the option, and that's why Gibbs wants to continue with the option as he goes to some passing in the 90s.
Second and goal. The big fullback, Rashid, is not there. They stuff him. Pfeiffer was the first man to hit him.
Take a look at Pfeiffer, number 40, right there on the end. Makes the first hit, and then he gets some help from his friends. Rashid is huge, 238 pounds and only 6 feet tall.
Third and goal from the 1. Same call. Touchdown, Sooners.
Just tough, physical football. Oklahoma's offensive line outweighs the Bruins. And when you need a couple of yards, this is the safest way to get it. Oklahoma had 37 fumbles last year, lost 18 of them, so they want to take a chance on pitching it on the corner.
Lasher, who didn't miss any points after last year, has 2 for 2 this year. Oklahoma's lead now is 14-6. That means bad news. That means he's got a pretty good football team lined up ready to play in Provo, and they've already won 1 game this year and had a week off to prepare for Miami. UCLA's Brian Allen returns the kickoff, a short one, up past the 25 to about the 27. And there the Bruins will have it with 57 seconds to go in the first quarter.
You know, Keith, as we come to the end of the first quarter, it's really not surprising that we've had a couple of big special team plays. Some fumbles that have set up scores. Terry Donahue was concerned about the way his defense was going to play. They haven't played that poorly, but their field position where they've started out has not been that good.
Sean Wills, the I-back, Carter the fullback, first down Bruins, their own 26. Bonds gets time to throw, throws it hard, and hits his target up at the 36-yard line, close to a first down. Sean LaChapelle, who went to a knee to get it.
Well, that should make LaChapelle feel a little better. He is the one that fumbled that punt to set up the second Oklahoma score. LaChapelle is playing today because of the injury to Paul Richardson, who was himself subbing for Scott Miller.
Kind of unusual. You would find a wideout who's 6'3", 205, though, returning kicks.
Yes, that's true, and it's because Donahue just wants somebody back there that could catch the football.
I think it was 17-12 in the Coliseum. It was 120 degrees. So there have been hot days before here this time of year. That's a good gain by Caleb Carter. He's a 220-pound sophomore from Huntington Beach, and he rems his way close to the 45, and a Bruin first down.
It's interesting to note that we're only into the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, we've had 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals, but 2 turnovers have set up 2 of the 4 scores. There's the pressure. Scott Evans got him. Third time the Sooners have been able to get the Bruin quarterback. Number 78 in white is Scott Evans. Led the team in sacks last year. And Fuller trying to block him to the inside. Evans was a two-time All Pac-10 player the last couple of years. This is his 25th straight start.
Quarter's over. Oklahoma leads it 14-6. Down in 18, UCLA to start the second quarter out of the shotgun. Bonds gets his pass away. He is hit just as he delivered it. And there's a penalty flag, and you may get a roughing the passer call. They turn down the penalty. Will take the down instead. 3rd and 18. Give it off to the fullback on a little bit of delay there. And Oklahoma just sitting in the trenches with the big people waiting, and Kevin Smith didn't go anywhere. And so the Bruins are going to have to punt it away. So the Oklahoma speed along the defensive front is whipping UCLA right now.
Yes, it is. And I was just going to say, Keith, at 3rd and 18, not a popular call, especially when you're playing at home. But I think a smart one. You just don't want to turn the ball over again. You're not going to pick up 3rd and 18 too often.
Tyler in. Courtney hit a 41-yarder his first try. Gets a little heat this time, but gets it away. It's a tail dragger and takes a Bruin bounce, and it's a good one out of bounds down at the 11-yard line. Darnell Walker was the man that came flying in and almost got to that ball. With the roll, it's a 52-yarder.
First quarter shapes up this way. Total plays, Oklahoma had 21-14. Total yards, 85 for Oklahoma, 57. But interesting to note that Oklahoma passing had 24 yards in the first half. 24 of their 85 yards were passing. Time of possession is the same, and of course the 2 turnovers, both leading to scores.
And the Sooners will snap it from the 12. McKinley in the backfield with Brewer behind Steve Collins, who is a 195-pounder from Ennis, Texas. Gives the ball away inside to McKinley. And looks like the linesman wants to mark him up around the 14-yard line. Look at Joe Alden's team. They're winning 28-6. They've got a kid out of here, Huntington Beach area, named Blaze Bryant, running back, who is really good. I mean, he's really good. Iowa State.
Guard under Spurrier, his first game at Gainesville.
Second down and about 7. Little quick pop. Yeah, Charles Petey is intercepted and out of bounds by Roman Pfeiffer. But it was somebody else got a piece of it and knocked it up in the air. And I didn't get his number. The Bruins had every chance in the world to score, but as Pfeiffer caught the ball, his own man ran into him and knocked him out of bounds. Let's take a look.
Carlton Gray, number 3, 3-step drop, quick out. Yep. Closest man is Carlton Gray. He keeps it alive long enough for Pfeiffer, who we told you earlier makes a lot of big plays. The 3rd key turnover in this ball game, and the game was hardly a little bit longer than a quarter old. Watch you look at Pfeiffer. Runs very well. Doesn't have a lot of heavy size and toughness up front, but runs well. And his ability to run allowed UCLA to get that interception.
In the home of the Sooners, I can hear a whole lot of folks saying, what in the world are you doing throwing the ball from 11-yard line? Well, you got to change it. And you simply have got to change things because college football has been changing. They play it into the middle as Bonds hands it off to Sean Wills. And I don't know, Wills, I don't think he got anything out of it. The ball was snapped at about the 9, and it's still about the 9.
You know, Keith, going back to your point, it's well made that, you know, his strength, Collins' strength is not throwing the football. But if you're ever going to change and come out of that system of just running the football, you got to give the quarterback some confidence and the ability to throw. Right. The best down to throw is first down or second and short.
Second down, goal from the 9. Bonds back, has time, throws the corner, no. Oh, that should have been 6. Randy Austin couldn't jump, that's why. Randy Austin is dragging a very, very sore, it's Rick Daly. Well, that looked to me like that ball could have been caught.
Well, he had to throw it over number 15 in the bottom of your screen. That's Franks. And if you're a quarterback, you want to make sure you miss it on the outside rather than a little short. Yeah, if the ball would have been underthrown, it could have been intercepted. But Daly getting an opportunity to play because of the injury to not only Austin, but also Corbin Anthony.
I knew Austin was dragging a sore leg and probably couldn't jump. Daly didn't, and he didn't get the ball. Barnes in trouble, goes down the middle. That's not going to do it. It's caught by LaChapelle, and they're going to wind up with a fourth down. From the 2-yard line, what do? You're trailing 14-6.
Well, you've kicked 2 field goals already, Keith, has Donahue. You've gotten an intercept, a fumble recover earlier in the ball game. You took it down and didn't get a score. If you kicked a field goal here after getting another gift of that interception, I think the team and the players need to go for this.
Okay, and at least if they don't get it, they leave Oklahoma down deep in their own territory. And here's the pitch, and it's Sean Wills, touchdown. That will be a huge lift, I expect. They're going to go for 2. Interesting, they ran that play behind 2 redshirt freshmen, Vaughn Parker and Craig Nowitzki. And they opened the gate. Vaughn still got it. Throw there, yes.
Coordinators are that you have 2-point plays that you like early in the game, late in the game, and that was definitely something that they had prepared, that if we need a 2-pointer, that was the first one that they wanted to go to.
Homer's from Nebraska. A lot of leg on that one. That's beyond the field of play.
Go back and take a look at the touchdown as a little toss to Wills. You're not seeing Parker and Nowitzki on the right side, but Keith mentioned, well, let's take a look at the 2-point play. The fake is going to go this way, and Bonds, but look at Austin right here. Is he going to come and go all the way behind in the end zone? Bonds is going to fake it. Top of your screen coming to the top left. Bonds makes a good effort to avoid one of the rushers, and the pass, 2 points, and the game is tied.
That's actually the same play that they had run and missed to Daly, isn't it, for the touchdown?
Similar, yeah, similar.
Very similar, yeah. Brewer and Rashid in the backfield. This is Brewer. Caught. Got the line of scrimmage, and then his strength, leg strength, will carry the big sophomore up for about a 3-yard pickup. Onwetwebe, a junior out of Linwood, California. At 255 pounds, the nose guard brought him down. UCLA doesn't have the dominating type of player for that nose guard position. Tuala also plays some, but Onwetwebe wins the opening starting assignment. 2nd down and 7. Collins, option, back to Brewer. Brewer gets outside, gets the first down. Up to the 31-yard line. Mike Gaddis may play. He may. Well, Mike's talking about coming back time for the Texas game. But ooh, look at that! 24 all. Southern Miss and Alabama. Well, Southern Miss has in times past made trouble for the Tide.
Southern Miss give Florida State some problems last year at the beginning of the season.
Yep, sure did. First down, Sooners. 31-yard line. Collins gives off to his fullback. A lot of scrunching and banging in the middle, and it's worth 3 yards for Rashid. But Oklahoma, with that offensive front that they're developing, and put Gaddis back in that backfield, they would be formidable.
3 and 2 on the play after the 33. 2nd and 8.
38-year-old Gary Gibbs.
Doesn't look it. Coaching puts gray on your head pretty quick, but Gary really looks young. I get 2nd down and 8. Give him 2 yards on that carry. Collins going to the field side on the option will have a first down. He's finally run down from behind at about the 45-yard line. Matt Darby, first time we've called Darby's name today. The junior out of Virginia Beach at 205 pounds. I mean, a guy who will knock your hat off. So somebody's handling him today.
Well, he's very key to this defense in trying to stop this option. He is the strong safety, and both he, Darby, and Turner, the free safety, going strong side and weak side, trying to stop the option will be very important for UCLA.
First down, Sooners, 45-yard line. 14-14 tie at 10 minutes to go in the first half. Little delay. Brewer fumbles the ball and goes right down on top of it and keeps it for the Sooners. That's the second time that Brewer has not come up with a handle on a handoff. The other time he lost it, UCLA converted it into a field goal.
You saw what he did there, Keith. He's patting his head. That mees I couldn't hear you. That was a checkoff at the line of scrimmage. He probably called in the huddle, check with me at the line. He told the direction, and he wasn't sure whether to go. They run the same play right or left side. The Collins, the quarterback, gives direction, and he just couldn't hear. He had to wait and see which way Collins turned before he took off.
Second down and 12. Collins back to throw. Has all day and goes down the middle, and it's deflected by Stacy Argo, the inside linebacker who had dropped back to defend the short zone. George Allen's team, Long Beach State, having a little better go at it today than they did last week down in Clemson. White Sox will not go away. But the A's, speaking about formidable,
They just keep getting tougher and tougher, don't they?
Sure do. Third and 12. Option. Collins turns the corner. Oh my gosh, he's right on the marker. I mean, that is a tough run by that kid.
That's some of the old-time Oklahoma philosophy right there.
Yes,
Third
sir.
and 12. Let's run the option. And that is why his strength right there is running the ball in that option, not sitting back in the pocket and throwing it. It's a tough transition for Collins. It's tough for Oklahoma.
One inch. You go for it. One inch. That's the correct score. Somebody's computer spit out the wrong score. Somebody had to put it in. Inch, maybe 2 inches for the Sooners, and they will go from just short of the 45-yard line on the UCLA side of the field at 9:15 to play in the first half. 14-14 tie. This is a tedious moment. May not sound terribly dramatic, but it is, in case you don't make it. But they do. And for a moment, as they move the chains, let's join Jackaroo.
Keith, behind me right here is the scout team for the UCLA Bruins. All week they have to practice all the Oklahoma plays for this week, and of course the oncoming opponent every Saturday afternoon. They don't dress, they stand on the sidelines. Do you notice they're all wearing shirts? A form of team unity. They say make it happen. That's the new byword for the scrappy little Bruins this year. They and they alone can make it happen, turn things around from last year.
Yeah, they were really hooting and hollering in practice during the week. Sooners try the middle. Nothing doing. Rashid stepped in there and took on Onwetwebe and Shilinsky, and they handled it.
Well, that's where the defense has to start with the option, Keith, is up front and in the middle. Oklahoma with a big offensive line. If you'll let them, they'll just run right at you and just push you back.
Kim Lawhorn's out there right now. Shilinsky, who just left the ball game, and Whalen coming in. Mike is a transfer over from Pittsburgh. Well, They play it into the middle again to Rashid, the big fullback. There's your temperature on the field now. It's, what does that mean? 108? Is that what that is?
Got to be about 107,
107. Warm enough.
Lawhorn, who was in on that last tackle, is not listed on the 2 deep. UCLA is down to their third liners and substituting, getting a lot of players in the ball game.
Collins back. Oh, he's lucky to get it back. Number 26, Dion Lambert, had his hands on it, and I think was probably so startled he dropped it. And the Sooners will come up with 4th down, and that was a very poor pass by Collins.
It's tough to throw, as you see Bob Field, the coordinator, telling him it's just a safety punt. Coordinator on the sideline, but it's a tough throw into the short side of the field for Collins.
Reggie Moore standing back at the 10. Riddell is in. He'll try to pooch punt it here. Just pump it up in the air and kill it somewhere down around the 10. Gets it very high. That's a good kick. That's a very good kick. Fair catch. Did he call fair catch? No! He did not call fair catch, apparently, and proceeded to fumble the ball, and Oklahoma has recovered it.
He tried to fair catch it, Keith, and just didn't catch the ball. The ball kept drifting on him, and he's just going to drop the football. Here's Moore. Now, Moore is in there because of LaChapelle the last time, as you see.
Yeah, he did clearly call this fair catch, yeah. Now, all he's got to do is catch it.
LaChapelle dropped it before. Moore drops it this time.
And Levy got it. Levy got it the last time. That's 2 recoveries for Tony. My goodness. Well, there's a man who has no experience at drifting around onto high punts, and Oklahoma has got themselves a huge break here. First down at the UCLA 11-yard line, and they take it in the middle with McKinley. Touchdown, Sooners.
Number 31 is going to pop through there in a second. Just good, tough running. Trying to get some of his offensive linemen out of the way, but a tough run and another touchdown after a turnover.
Lasher's point is good. And it's 7:19 to go in the first half. Oklahoma moves out to a 21-14 lead. 7:19 to go in the first half, 21-14. In case you don't know, on a fair catch signal like that, the covering team the kicking team must give the receiver 2 yards of freedom. And they've been flagging it this year when they haven't.
They give him room to catch the ball, and he had enough room. He just didn't catch the football.
Yeah, plenty of room. Well, Oklahoma now with 114 yards rushing to 26 for UCLA, and Lasher is going to kick this one off, and RD doesn't get all of it. It's very short, taken up at the 18-yard line by Brian Allen, and Allen runs it back up across the 30 to about the 31. All of the scoring in the ball game has come as the result of turnovers. UCLA jumping out to a 6-0 lead on a pair of field goals of 30 and 39. Then Collins scoring from 4 yards out when UCLA made a defensive mistake and let him go 80 yards. Then Rashid cashed in a Bruin turnover and made it 14-6. Wills then comes back with a 2-yard touchdown run. The Bruins picked up 2-point conversion, and now McKinley, off of the turnover, has just scored from 10, and Oklahoma leads it 21-14. First down UCLA now as Jim Bonds lets it go down the middle, and it is picked off at the 49-yard line by Charlie Franks. And the Sooners are knocking on the door again.
Intercepted by Charles Franks.
Play action, first down, good time to pass. Fakes to his right, throws to his left. Bonds just does not see Franks, who had rotated up. I'm sure that he didn't see the short man. He only saw the safety coming over. Another turnover by UCLA. Taking a look at this from behind. Safety had him covered, and Franks made a good move to get up to the sideline.
Bonds shows the wrong man.
3 turnovers now by UCLA.
44-yard line, first down Oklahoma. Brewer, the tailback. Close to the 40. Wearing down toward the end of the first half. And I have the feeling that it's been kind of a long first half. You know, fatigue could become a sort of a part of things here, because it is 107 degrees down on the field.
One of the things Donahue talked to his team about yesterday or the day before practice was turnovers and special teams and what an effect they can have on a ball game. We've seen that here today.
Second down and 6. Collins keeping. Ball almost came out of there. Lambert knocked it out, and Oklahoma still got it. I mean, Lambert put a lick on Steve Collins.
A great play by Lambert, too, because he faked like he was going for the toss. Collins didn't toss it, and then Lambert said, "In your face, here I am." The ball came out, and Collins was lucky enough that the ball bounced right back up to him.
Speaking of luck, Colorado's win the other night against Stanford, they had the tip ball and good for a catch, and then the fumble downfield that they were able to recover.
Whew. I'm sure Bill McCartney knows that he is lucky just to get out of there with a win.
Some of you will see Colorado next week as the Buffaloes go east to play the Fighting Illini. 5:50 to go in our first half. Biggest guide of Oklahoma, so send your cards and letters to Oklahoma. Steve Collins carrying the ball down the line is shirt-tailed by Roman Pfeiffer. Loss on the play.
Pfeiffer is making up for lost time. He is one of 3 or 4 players, UCLA. Top of your screen, number 40. 99, Cooper's blocking on him. He just makes a great play. Strong hands and arms. One of 3 or 4 UCLans last year that was suspended for the year. Came back in the spring and is playing very well.
So the Bruins gut it out, stop the Sooners, and Riddell hangs another kick up there, and UCLA ain't going to mess with this one. It takes a UCLA bounce and comes back up to the 14-yard line, and the crowd applauds. But they have not. Brian Brown is the tailback for the Bruins. Brown has it, and the Sooners have him right at the 15-yard line.
Joe Bowden on the tackle.
Evans, Dillard, and Bowden.
Gain of the yard, 2nd and 9.
Ricky Davis has come in at a wideout now, number 31. He's a running back. He's a tailback by trade, but he's playing wideout right now. Bonds looking for him, can't find him, looks for Moore, can't find him. And by that time, the Sooners are there. And James Good gets to him first with Franks helping him out.
Brought down by James Good.
There's the Bruins shaken up back at where the ball was snapped. And that's going to be the tight end, Rick Daly. So you got timeout for the moment for an injured Bruin who's going off the field. UCLA had started their practice this fall with a wealth of talent at tight end. But injuries to Corin Anthony, surgery there. He's going to be out a month. And then Randy Austin with a bad hamstring, and now Rick Daly shaken up. The position has gotten pretty thin.
So they're down to their 4th tight end, and at wide receiver, Miller and Richardson are both out of the ball game. So they are really a little bit banged up in the receiving corps.
Scott Miller, fine player, has a cracked collarbone. He's going to be out close to a month probably. It's 3rd down and 7. Bonds with a lot of time throws a hummer, and it's no good. He threw it hard for Moore, but I'm surprised he could even see Moore because Walker was all over it. And so now the Bruins need a big punt from Courtney Kyler. He's had punts of 41-52, but that 52 was not that good in the air. It was a tail dragger that rolled and bounced about 20-odd yards.
UCLA UCLA lost both their punter and place kicker from last year, so both of these kickers kicking for the first time.
That's a low one. Returnable. Otis Taylor gets about 10 yards out of it before he hit the chalk. 39-yard punt and a 10-yard return. And the premier
Everybody is getting around 8-8, 10-6. If you get 11-5, you've got a good record.
Sooners, with about 4 minutes to go in the first half, start working with the fullback again, Rashid, working out of the I formation. He scored a touchdown. McKinley was at the fullback position when he scored the last Sooner touchdown with a really hard, tough run for 10 yards. Second down at 8, Oklahoma, UCLA 43. Collins going for the bundle. Guess. No. Defending, Michael Williams. And you know what? I'll bet you that Terry Donahue, Bob Field, and the whole UCLA sideline took a collective gasp because they got caught in a circumstance where Eric Turner, who has turf toe, Michael Williams, young sophomore, number 14, was in there at free safety and had to cover Oklahoma's best receiver. And he did it.
Guess has got 4.4 speed. He is super quick. Just an outstanding receiver, and they just want to throw the ball to him maybe 10, 12 times a ball game.
Third down and 8. Option. Brewer. Oh, good play. Really good play. Dion Lambert, the second big play of the ball game for him.
Both Lambert and Pfeiffer on that defense for UCLA are playing very well.
.255 and counting in the first half. And a 21-14 Oklahoma lead. The Sooners are going to punt it away. This will be the fourth punt for Riddell, with LaChapelle now back in there to decide whether or not he wants to mess around with catching the ball. Riddell gets it up there. He calls fair catch, and he makes the catch and falls down at the 15. 30-yard punt. Riddell didn't get it up in the air like he wanted it. Like that last one he put up there, knuckleball. He just floated around, and the Sooners got a touchdown.
30 yards net on the punt.
You got a pooch kick. I think most of the time you want to hit that pooch kick off the middle of your foot. You don't want to get in a position where you're slicing it. Just knuckleball it. Brown is the tailback. He's got it. Pick up a yard. I told you earlier Homer Smith was from Nebraska. I'm talking to him about where he came from and the difference between California.
The objective is to match their toughness this time and hopefully win with skill.
Jim Bonds got that pass away in the barest nick of time because Tracy Gordon had him right in the middle of his sights and just flattened it as he delivered the ball, but he got it to Moore and got some yardage out of it. Timeouts remaining. Minute and 35 to play in the first half. UCLA with all three. And they're looking right now at third down and 5. Double wide bottom of the picture. Bonds. Gotta hurry. Dropped the ball, but gets it back, and that's the 4th sack of Jim Bonds. He's never looked at that kind of speed coming from a defensive front.
Well, there was good coverage downfield also. This Oklahoma unit has been a very tough defensive unit throughout the years.
Sooners called this time out. They have one remaining, but they call it because it's 4th down and 10 for UCLA, and they want a chance to handle the ball a little bit before the half is done. They lead 21-14. They go after him, but can't get there, and it's a line drive kick, and Brewer's got some daylight. But it gets dark in a hurry. as big Roman Pfeiffer is down the field. So Pfeiffer with his third big play after a 41-yard punt. And here's Jack.
Keep down here. As they come off the field, they sit down, take the fresh air, then get up and talk to the coaches.
It's a good idea.
Hey, look at here what we got. Cale Gundy in at quarterback with 1:01 to go. So he's going to run the last series. He is the highly touted freshman from Midwest City, whose brother Mike was a record-setting quarterback at Oklahoma State and is now the receivers coach over there. He pitches it back to Williams. And Williams, running around the corner, will get up near midfield. So that'll be a pickup of about 5 yards. Cale Gundy is 6'1", 185 pounds. He threw for over 7,000 yards at Midwest. Now, Midwest City's over there near Stillwater.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing in Midwest City, but I tell you one thing, they are playing some awful good football in high school because everywhere I look, there's somebody from Midwest City.
Several players in this game.
Whew. He's sacked, knocked down at the 45, Roman Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer's having an all career day right now.
Timeout by the Sooners. That's their last one with 42 seconds to go in the first half. And young Cale Gundy in for the last series and a little seasoning.
I think this is a good idea, Keith, to get him in before halftime, just to get his feet wet a little bit in case you need him in the second half. Because he is the future for Oklahoma football if they're going to throw the football. Collins was recruited to Oklahoma as a wishbone quarterback. Gundy is definitely a passer first and an option quarterback second.
Well, heck, Collins is 6'2", 195 pounds. The way he runs with the ball, he could become a receiver or a running back.
He could.
He's strong. He showed us that on 3rd down and 12 and went for a first down.
Yep. The high school All-American, one of the most highly recruited ever in the state of Oklahoma, and one of the top 3 or 4 in the nation. Chose Oklahoma, even though his brother is the receivers coach at Oklahoma State.
3rd down and 9. Let's see if we see a pass. Nope. Rashid, the fullback. He picks up a first down for Oklahoma. That stops your clock at 37 seconds. We may still see a pass. Sooners hurrying, don't have any timeouts remaining. Go with our huddle. Here it is. His first pass is a Sooner. Down the middle, it is caught. And a penalty flag is thrown by guess who? The old umpire. So it's either too many men on the field, but more likely holding. More likely holding, because that umpire's looking right in the trenches where the big fellas work, and it looked to me like he spotted one.
Well, it doesn't make it down now anyway. Penalty flag back here. You never know, will we? We'll watch it on replay tonight, Frank.
27 seconds left to play. Gary is shouting UCLA had 12 people on the field. But it's going to go against the Sooners. It'll be first down and 25 as Gundy's back, throws a touch pass to Artie Guest down at the UCLA 44. It is good. 14 seconds left to play in the first half. Sooners don't have a timeout to work with now. They've spent all 3 of theirs.
See that Gundy's throwing motion is much better than Collins. That time, Artie Guest hardly came off the line of scrimmage. Knew himself was open, went down 5 yards and threw his hand up. Gundy saw it and got him the football.
Well, I like that Maddox that UCLA's got, too. He throws the ball so effortless, too. A youngster from Texas. He may show up one of these days, too. Guest got a hand on it. The pass was out of bounds. Pass was too high. That takes you down to 5 seconds. Pfeiffer, the big defensive game for UCLA, is 7 tackles, 3 for a loss, an interception, and 1 sack. So Mr. Piper's in the hunt for MVP, isn't he?
Had a career day in the first half.
I'd say so. Should be the last play here unless there's a penalty.
They don't have it.
Going to throw it in the end zone. And it is incomplete. The pass intended for Greg by the defense. Gundy's got 4 acres of open land and lets it fly, and it is intercepted. It's intercepted. The ball's hot, guys. Don't stop. Why in the world would he stop running? Michael Williams started to return back up the field, stopped on the 15-yard line and put his knee down, and he had an escort.
If you're the end of the ball game and you're ahead, that's fine, but not at halftime.
Oh, my goodness.
9 seconds left. The Sooners are leading. Here's Keith Jackson.
Mazur. He's open. Running for the corner. Throws it. Touchdown. For Cornwell. He redeemed himself.
So Mazur to Cornwall for the
Low line drive that Taylor wants nothing to do with. It goes beyond the marker and through the end zone for a touchback to the 20-yard line.
On their own 20-yard line.
Leading the UCLA offense in the first half were these people in these numbers.
Bonds was 4 of 9 with 45 yards and an interception. Not a distinguished half going up against Colorado. I mean, Oklahoma's good defense. Receptions, 2 for La Chapelle. 2 field goals. Not much offensively in the first half for UCLA.
7-6 halftime, Virginia Clemson. And on first down, the Sooners go to Brewer, and he goes for 3 yards before he is tumbled down. UCLA working out of a defensive front of 3 in the main, Shalinsky, Onwetwebe, and Kelly. I must say, Bob, I think they've played well.
I think they've played fairly well. You see that big offensive line for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Let me give you these numbers. That's Miller, 280, Sawatsky, 270, Wallace, 275, Badise, 295, and Houston, 285, or Manning, 270. Those are big people. Steve Collins is the quarterback. Runs the option well, and another big play for Collins as he is brought down at the UCLA 43-yard line. Nobody runs that option play better than the Oklahoma Sooners.
Well, you're right, Keith. Watch number 40, Pfeiffer. The middle of your screen. He's going to go up and take the pitch man. Collins acts like he's going to pitch it. Somebody's got to take the pitch man. Now somebody else has got to be inside to take the quarterback. And Collins just scoots on up inside as Pfeiffer chases him down.
Pitch quickly to Duell Brewer. Loses his footing. He wanted to cut it back. And when he planted, stumbled, and down he went. But don't fault this field. That is magnificent turf down there.
The field is in outstanding shape. You know, you talk about the option as you take a look at the field. It is a fast track, real grass, and it's just couldn't be any better. But you talk about the option, Keith. Oklahoma has run it for years and years and years. UCLA doesn't play that many teams that run it at all, not to mention as well as Oklahoma does.
Pop it up the middle for the fullback, Rashid, on 2nd down and 8. And he'll come up about 3-4 yards short. And here's an accurate read on the temperature. Well, it hasn't gone up all that much, has it? But it's been 107, 108 now for about 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. Yeah, boy.
It'll be a factor in our ball game before we finish.
My goodness. Onwetwebe is joined by Tuala now, the other nose guard, so they're putting the big people in there on the defensive front. Give that ball on a pitch to Ernest Williams, and the freshman from Aurora, Colorado will get to the 35-36, but he is short of the first down. Of course, that's what they had in mind as UCLA went to what really was the goal line defense. On 4th down and a good long 2. Oklahoma's trying to make up their mind if they want to go for it.
I don't think
Looks
there's any
they do.
question they're going for it, Keith. The
Yes, 18 comes in, and Brewer 23 comes in. Artie Guest comes out to the right side. Brewer is your I-back. And they give it to the fullback, and they get the first down. Big 240-pound Rashid got up ahead of steam on his second step. And running right in behind the right side, that tight end, Adrian Cooper, number 99, is 6'6", 260.
Well, you're right, Keith. He's just like a big offensive lineman, is Cooper. He's probably 90% offensive lineman and 10% tight end.
The rest of the time, he's a falling tree.
He caught 5 passes all of last year at tight end, so.
First down from the 32. Collins still got it. He took his time, and finally, number 20, Williams, got a man, and Collins accelerated off the block and got 4 yards out of it. He's carried the ball 11 times now and picked up 83 yards. And here's Jack. We found him under a shade tree.
Not quite, Keith, but we were back in the locker rooms. And interesting contrast. Coach Terry Donahue and the UCLA Bruins, they tried to drive home the point that it's been miscues and mistakes that have cost them the lead in this game, but not to get down and out about it. In the meantime, over on the Sooners side, they said, let's keep the pressure up and keep applying it.
And they're doing it right now on second down and 7. Send the big guy, Rashid, up the middle, and he is down short of the goal line. 6 inches short. He just burst up the middle. Watch this.
Watch the blocking up front. The right guard is going to pull that 62, Medice, and there's a huge gap right up the middle. The safeties had split. They were playing double zone, and Rashid almost gets in the end zone.
And Carlton Gray is hurt for UCLA, the left cornerback. And it's knee.
Gray started 8 games last year as a true freshman at corner.
So time is out for Gray here, and UCLA's already dinged up, as we've told you, with Corbin Anthony, the tight end, out. Scott Miller, their top receiver, out with a broken collarbone. Who else is hurt? Randy Austin's got a bad hamstring, though he's played a little bit. Let's see how well Gray walks here. He's walking off by himself.
As I mentioned, he was a true freshman last year. He started 8 ball games. He intercepted 2 passes and returned 1 for a touchdown. He barely made it through the year because he had a severe case of homesickness. He's from Cincinnati, from that area. He thought about transferring, but he stuck it out and even recovered so well that he attended summer school last year. When the freshmen came back this year, he went up and shook all their hands with a big smile and says, hey, if any of you guys get homesick and need help, come see me.
First and goal, about 6 inches away. Collins dives. Yep, there's a man with his arms up. Touchdown, Oklahoma. That was a cramp on Gray.
Yeah, and that's not too uncommon considering the heat, though. I'm sure we'll see some other guys with that problem.
You kidding?
Watch the offensive and defensive line surges. Defense did a pretty good job of penetrating, but nobody over the top.
Lesher lashes it through. How many times has that been said? 28-14, Oklahoma. Because he's not as long as Riddell has been. That's a bounce to Brown, and Brown now from the 8 comes back to the 24. Brian was looking to that side because it appeared for a moment he'd have a chance to break it open, but Belzer closed the door on him. Now Terry Donahue needs to get his people cranked up because they're trailing by 2 touchdowns and 1 more, and you're in for a long afternoon. There's a Bruin shaking up and down on the field. That's Brown who returned the kick.
Brian Brown, the injured player.
Kevin Williams has had a sprained ankle through much of the fall practice, and he has been in, I guess, for 1 quarter. Kevin Smith is in at fullback now with Sean Wills, the tailback, and Jim Bonds back to throw it. Goes underneath with it. And not much as he goes to Wills, and Wills takes a lick from Darnell Walker. Walker came over from Coffeyville, JC. He's out of St. Louis, and Coach Foster came over, who was the head coach from Coffeyville, brought him with him. And he really has blossomed, and it's getting hotter. Turn the pool heater down. Put some ice in it.
Go, Big Blue!
Second down and 7. On throwing again. Again throws the short route. Goes to Rick Daly, the tight end. Gets the first down. Up at the 36-yard line. The concession report is 9,000 pounds of ice and counting.
Take a look at the possessions for UCLA in the first half. First, look at the number of plays. No drive, more than 5 plays. Got 2 field goals because of one of them was a turnover, and then the 1 touchdown was a 6-yard drive. So UCLA offensively has really not done anything.
Bond goes underneath again, throws to Caleb Carter, his fullback, who had just come into the game, and Carter gets up close to the 40-yard line. That'll be a short pickup, maybe 4 yards. But, you know, it looks like right now that if UCLA is patient enough, they might be able to nickel and dime.
Well, that's what they're doing. 3 plays in the second half, all 3 passes. That may tell you what Homer Smith told him offensively at halftime. Here going to a shotgun on 2nd down.
2nd down and 6. Trying to set up the screen. They get it set up. The Carter, the fullback, and he turns a pretty good play up to midfield, but it gets a penalty flag, and you got a Brewer and you got Moore, and the safety man, I think it is Terry Ray of Oak Pickett, is the starter. He's a very good athlete, but he's not seen the ball yet today. It's 2nd down and 14. Bond's pass is picked off. That's good for 6, I think. Well, not quite. Penalty flag down as the interceptor, Darnell Walker, was roaming around. That's a pass that should never have been thrown.
If you're going to throw that ball as quick as Walker is, you need to have that ball in the air when he's breaking.
Well, they were practicing that the other day, and you and I were watching them, and he was
well.
late with it every
That was a
time.
perfect example of a hook and go. And that corner bit that quickly. You want to break out and then take up field.
There you go. Pump him and go. Yes, sir. That's 6 the other way. There's nobody over there. First down for the Sooners at the 35. Williams. Ernest Williams picks up 8 yards. The big Sooner offensive front now starting to open up bigger holes. McKinley coming out, shaking a bit on that play as he made his block, and Rashid goes back at fullback for the Sooners.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 on the run, 27.
Defensive signals called by James Malone. He sets him up playing an inside backer position. Go to the fullback, Rashid. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 10-yard line for the big fullback. Boy, he's a load, isn't he? 240 pounds.
He was a great high school player in Kansas City. Suffered a serious knee injury in high school. Came back and played well his senior year. He was born Kenyon Walker, but his father was a devout Muslim. Take a look at this graphic right here. It's been some time since Oklahoma's had a big-time running back.
First and goal from the 9-yard line. Ernest Williams will get a couple of yards to about the 7. Tuala. On with Twebby. And Shalinsky. Make the stop.
Talking about those running backs. Kenyon was born Kenyon Walker. His father became a devout Muslim when Kenyon was 3, and he became Kenyon Ali Rashid on a recruiting trip to Oklahoma. They served him pork, which Muslims don't eat, and then he signed. He came up here, and the first meal he saw bacon, and he just kind of laughed.
Got it again and goes to the 5. Popped out the other side of the stack, but he had been whistled dead. But he was in that melee, and all of a sudden he squirted out the backside.
That knee injury that he had in high school has slowed him some, but he still runs around a 4.6. Wears a knee brace. But they've had some great running backs, Keith, at this university.
Urban, number 5, is into the lineup now. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. The big man, straight ahead. Steve Collins took the snap, stepped aside, and on a silk cushion handed it to the big fella. And he didn't quite get there. Well, I tell you look at these offensive linemen come off the field. There are some big people out there.
And they're not deep. Oklahoma does not have a lot of top offensive linemen this year. They've got 6 that they can play. I'm surprised that they're holding up so well.
20-yard field goal try. R.D. Lasher, low line drive, good. 6:13 to go in the 3rd quarter of the Sooners. Lead by 17. Texas got his hat on. Quarterback. Kind of loose, floppy kid, and all of a sudden the ball comes out of all that flopping around like a bullet.
You can tell he's coming in the way he's fidgeting. He's got his helmet on, he's strapped up, he's pulling at his face mask, he's tugging at his jersey, at his shoulder pads. Scared to death. Yeah.
10-yard line. Brian Brown with a fine return up across the 30 and out to the 32.
22-yard return by Brian Brown. The Bruins will put the ball away. 1st and 10 on their own.
Here comes Maddox.
Starting quarterback last year was Brett Johnson. He had some success. He was a starting quarterback all of last year. When Homer Smith came in this year, he threw it wide open, and at the end of fall practice, he said that Jimmy Bonds had won it. Brett Johnson took off, and now we're down to what would be the number 3 quarterback in Maddox.
Redshirt freshman Tommy Maddox, 6'4", 190, Bedford, Texas. Going to throw on his first play. Passes away. Passes a bullet. Passes good to the 39-yard line. I tell you, he's a good-looking kid under center.
One of the things that Homer Smith there in the glasses, lower right, said he wants in a quarterback is, first of all, he wants height, which Maddox has, 6'4". Yep. Neither of the other 2, Bonds or Johnson, did. And he wants somebody that can throw the ball with some speed. Bonds has that, and so does Maddox. It's just a matter of getting these young kids in there and getting them to develop the system.
2nd down and 2. Pitch goes. Wills got it. Wills searches around, dives ahead, does not get the 1st down. He went 2 steps too far down the line before he made his cut.
You got to remember, if you're a UCLA fan, that this Oklahoma defense is a top defense. It's tough to break in a new system like Homer Smith is trying to do with UCLA when you're playing someone as quick and as agile as the Oklahoma Sooner defense.
Well, they've taken Maddox out now, and
this is the option quarterback.
They brought Bertie Manuel. He's a darter. He's quick as a bullet. He's a dancer. And they don't get the 1st down, I don't think. It'll be awfully close. They just couldn't open the door on the right side of the line. It'd have been better off probably if Emmanuel had kept the ball.
Well, 3rd and 1, Bertie Manuel is an option quarterback, one of the best around. And the threat of him running, they were hoping would spread everybody out. But that is their short yardage and goal line offense with Bertie Manuel. UCLA has not converted a 3rd down to this point. They are 0 for 7 in the ball game.
They got one here by a half a ball. Just barely. So now does Maddox come back?
Yeah, yep. Maddox will come back in the ball game. Emmanuel is just short yardage. Take a look at the rushing comparison. The yards, Oklahoma has 241. Oklahoma has 241. UCLA only 27. That was UCLA's problem last year. They couldn't run the ball, and they couldn't stop the run.
Well, Wills can't find any room. He's wiggling around in there for a yard, maybe, and that's all. 35.
Gain of a yard.
79 for UCLA. The center is Zeno, blocking against Dillard. Dillard is 6'7", and neutralizes Zeno very well. One of the things that you want to have if you got a good defense is a nose tackle that can neutralize the center, controlling, so the linebackers can run and play defense and make all the tackles.
Second down and 9. Brown is in the backfield for UCLA, number 30. Maddox back, passes away in a hurry to Brown. Pass is caught for a 7-yard pickup to midfield. And they're looking at 3rd and 2. He gets it away in a hurry, doesn't he?
Yeah, and just as UCLA's defense can't play Oklahoma's option very well, Oklahoma has trouble with passing teams because they don't know how to pass themselves very well. And there's not a lot of passing in the Big 8 Conference. So the Pac-10 has a lot of passing. The Big 8 doesn't have a lot of passing.
Emmanuel is back in the ball game at quarterback now on 3rd down. Option quarterback. Well, so much for that idea. Joe Bowden just tore it up. The linebacker, number 45.
The difference in Emmanuel running the option and Collins for Oklahoma is the defense. Oklahoma defensively sees that option all the time and can defense it, whereas UCLA has problems with it.
I think that's got bad idea all over it.
Well, it doesn't have bad ideas if you're playing somebody
against Oklahoma
in the Pac-10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not this bunch.
Yeah.
Punch away by Kyler. Otis Taylor. And back to the 23. But I kind of like what your quarterback, Hall of Famer, now. What do you think about Maddox here? He looked pretty good looking. You can answer when we come back.
He's all right.
17-point lead, Oklahoma. Joe Gundy, the freshman out of Midwest City. And the Sooners leading 31-14 have the ball first down at their own 23-yard line. Oklahoma defense has just shut down UCLA since early in the second quarter. That's 4 or 5 yards by Ernest Williams, another freshman. Behind him, they've got Aaron Goins, a freshman out of Owasso, Oklahoma. If they can get along without really getting in bad shape, and then get Mike Gaddis back in the middle of the season and get him around into form by the Nebraska time, that's liable to be a pretty
The thing you got to remember here with Oklahoma, their top 2 running backs are not in the ball game.
That's right. This is Williams. And they pin him down close at the 30-yard line.
Oklahoma seems to have had good running backs forever, starting way back with Billy Vessels. Graduated in 1952. The red dots on the left side, obviously the Heisman Trophy winners. 3 Heisman Trophy running backs at Oklahoma. Not a bad crew. They've had kind of a drought, though, lately, Oklahoma has with running backs. Sooners went through the 80s without an All-American running back. It's been 8 years since they had an All-Big 8 first pick.
3rd down and 3. Williams will not get it. Malone. James Malone, who's a junior linebacker inside for the Bruins out of Dallas, Texas, put the hit on him. And number 58 took him down. And the Sooners will have to punt. Steve Collins has been hit with the cramps. That's why we were seeing Gundy, I'm told. John Riddell, the daddy of Brad Riddell, who's doing the punting for Oklahoma. He's the winningest active high school coach in Texas. And that punt is away. It's a high hanger, and LaChapelle takes it and gets a whole lot of lumps and bumps as a result of it. That town in Texas is Bedford. So we've got 8 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Southern California Trojans will be hosting the Penn State Nittany Lions. Lions got beat today by Texas at home, and they will not be a bunch of happy campers next week. You know that. Some of you will see Colorado, who just got by Stanford by the hair of their chinny chin the other night. And the Miami Golden Hurricane will be in California. Miami playing BYU tonight out in Provo. Defending national champion. First down for UCLA now, trying to get something going. Maddox out of the shotgun, gets the pass away, setting up a screen, and Bowden is right there. The pass was good to Smith, and Bowden was standing right there when the ball arrived, and that one didn't work either. The third quarter is over. Back with more after this message and the word UCLA Bruins. Second down and 10. They need to do something quickly. Tommy Maddox chased. They flushed him. Defensive pressure looping from the outside. Joe Bowden, 45, and they flushed him right out of there. Freshman quarterback has dancing feet.
Well, anytime you get in there as a young quarterback and they got this much heat on you and you got happy feet, that's one of the problems. And it's not an ideal situation when you come in and you're 17 points behind.
Third and 15. Passes away down the middle, good for a first down. He throws a pretty ball. Caught by Brian Adams, a freshman from Bakersfield, California, for a first down for UCLA.
Well, here he is up here. He's just going to come down and break to the center of the field. And as you said, he throws a nice ball. He's going to have good protection. Adams goes about 15, 18 yards, squares it in, throws it over the linebacker's head. And it's a big first down.
At the 46-yard line. That's not a good pass. Had his man out there. That little flare, but he just simply didn't throw it well.
I don't know if that ball was deflected or somebody hit his arm, but you're right, it wasn't a good pass.
He just didn't get it there.
Look at Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator. Homer is a master's. In fact, has 2 masters. Has an undergraduate degree from Princeton, a master's from Stanford, and also a master's from Harvard. It's not helping him right here today.
Second and 10. Intercepted on the deflection. Joe Bowden tipped it. Jason Belzer intercepted, and Oklahoma has the ball on the UCLA side of the field again. First down at the 43.
There's a receiver right here. He's going to try and get in the middle of the field. The linebacker here is going to tip it, and this man, the safety, will pick it off. Watch as the receiver tries to get in between the linebackers. Problem here, Maddox is looking all the way. The linebacker comes back when he sees him looking inside, tips the ball up, and the safety, which he should do, is all aware. It keeps everything in front of him, sees it, and makes the easy interception.
Steve Collins is back at quarterback. Brewer is back at tailback, and McKinley at fullback. And Collins pitches to Brewer. And the Sooners are turning it on now. First down at the 30. Here's Roger Clem.
Thank you very much, Keith. In Charlottesville, opening drive of the second half, Terry Kirby, the 4-yard touchdown run. Virginia leads Clemson 13-7. Meanwhile, at Columbus, Robert Smith has just scored on a 2-yard run. Ohio State and Texas Tech tied at 10 late in the third. Let's go back to Keith Jackson.
Thank you, Rod.
First week of the season.
Yep.
Some teams that aren't supposed to win, and some that aren't supposed to lose, do lose.
Yep. Running inside, Duo Brewer. Now, when he's out there on the field with the likes of Rashid and McKinley, he may look small, but he's 195 pounds. And he's quick.
Well, he filled in last year when Gaddis was injured and gained over 100 yards the last 2 games of the season. In fact, he was the Big 8 offensive player of the year, was Brewer.
Homer Smith says that they don't win ball games in the trenches. Yeah. Oklahoma's winning one in the trenches today. Because that defensive front is just...
I think you're exactly right, Keith. And I think that is where UCLA has been down the last couple of years, and that is in the offensive and defensive lines.
That's number 62, Medice, down on the field. Larry is a senior out of Gretna, Louisiana, 295-pounder, one of their veterans.
He's got a cramp. You can see the trainer spraying the stuff on his leg.
I'm out. Rubbed it out, trotted off the field. Terran Manning has replaced him, and Manning is a city. 6'2", 325. Number 64. Oklahoma hasn't thrown a pass this half. Williams, Ernest Williams, on 3rd and 9 is cut down at the 24. And let's see if that gets the field goal unit or the punter in. Matt Darby made that tackle. Manning, incidentally, as Bob said, ate himself out of the job. Otherwise, he'd be starting over there where
he should weigh about 280, Manning. He weighs 325.
Lasher for a 41-yard field.
Not the type of turnaround that Donahue wanted.
Brian Brown, number 30 deep for the Bruins. R.D. Lasher is going to kick it off for Oklahoma. Sooners have been dominant in the second half. They took over the ball game about the middle of the second quarter, and they've just plain owned it since. Ball kicked deep into the end zone, no return. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. And for the 20th year, through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school.
Look at Gibbs right there. You know, his job, his challenge is to wipe out the negative image that people have about the Oklahoma problem while he continues to win. He certainly appears to have done that.
First down, Bruins at their own 20. Maddox is in at quarterback. Gets his pass away down the middle at the beauty, and it's good for a first down at the 35-yard line to Rick Daly. I think this kid may have just won himself a job, Bob. What do you think?
Well, you don't know, because the pressure is really off of him. I mean, he's just in there. The game is pretty much over now. He's just loose and playing. I mean, the pressure is on the starter all week, and I don't know if Bonds had a fair shot or not. This Oklahoma defense is pretty tough.
Well, they get Stanford next week. Conference game, and the conference game, of course, is very important for them. First down, Maddox goes under center. Dumps it off. Got it away to Kevin Smith. Instead of taking the sack, picked up about 4 yards. Tom Backus was the man, number 85 from Oklahoma, in pursuit of the quarterback.
Gibbs is really trying to turn this program around. He's instituted a lot of new rules, haircuts. We were out to practice yesterday. All the kids had haircuts, no earrings, their jackets on the road trips. Baseball caps are a thing of the past. He's increased the security in the dorms. As an academic advisor full-time, recruiting good citizens first and academically safe athletes, and not the type that they may have been recruiting in the past.
They blow him dead. Didn't get rid of it in time. Five-yard penalty on delay of the game tomorrow night. You may not believe your eyes. You'll have seen Bill Murray, Rick Moranis jump back to second down 11 after the 5-yard penalty. Maddox was going to give it away and then kept it and took off for a first down. I think somebody was supposed to pass by him and take the ball, and nobody did, and he took off.
Well, the problem was he turned to give it to the man on his right, and he was supposed to give it to the man on his left. But he did the next best thing. He ran where the runner was going to run. Watch a guy on the right side of the screen. See, he wants the ball. And Maddox turned to his right.
This time I say, hey, listen to me. Take your playbook home with you. First down, though, from the 49-yard line. Yeah. There was nobody to throw the ball to.
You know, sometimes some of these plays are so slow developing that a team with as quick as defense as Oklahoma has will just eat it up.
Mike Coates, number 41, gets a call on that play along with Tom Backus.
2nd and 10.
Howard Snellenberger, Louisville, getting off to a big start.
He'd had a bad ball game last week, though, at a 10-10 tie at San Jose.
Yep.
2nd down and 10. Shoots it, good. First down, Bruins, Oklahoma, 34. Sean Lapel worked himself open, and Maddox drilled him right on the number.
LaChapelle just going down in between the zones, finds an open area. And that was good by Maddox also. Taking some patience in the pocket. Took a little bit longer to complete that one.
7 out of 9, 66 yards, intercepted off a deflection. Another pass that should never have been thrown. And I saw him working on that pass and sideline thing. In the first place, you got to have a rifle arm to throw it. Second place, the timing is so exquisite. And that's the second time it's been intercepted.
Well, the timing had nothing to do with that one. I mean, you can't, in practice, you do this and you just throw it. You got to look out there and make sure the guy's open before you throw it. He was going over to tackle, and that freshman Beavers just sends him a little message. But
they think this fellow, Audrey Beavers, is going to be a great player.
They do. They really do. But the quarterback, the point is, just because it's open in practice, you still have to look out there before you throw it in a ball game.
Yep.
And if he would have looked, he wouldn't have thrown that football.
Cale Gundy, and he throws an interception. So the freshman quarterback's trade interception. Matt Darby. And the Bruins get it right back. Back to root now with one of the great ones in Oklahoma history, Steve Owen.
A 69 Heisman Trophy winner, and Steve, you've got to be enjoying this game.
Well, I tell you, it's been great. You know, we're a young football team, and to come out here and see them play as well as they have today, I know Coach Gibbs and staff, everybody has to be happy with it.
The defense has played outstandingly.
Well, before the year began, we talked about how good our defense was going to be. We got some great linebackers and some great down linemen. So I think with our speed, quickness, we're going to have a great team, a defensive team for the years out.
Keith?
There's a hammer. Oh, was he a hammer, huh? Steve Owen. First down. Bruins ball, 43, Oklahoma. Maddox airs it out. He's got a man. It's good. 4-yard line, Reggie Moore. You got 7:58 to play in the game. It's 34-14, Oklahoma.
They've been crying for this all day long. Something deep down the field to stretch the defense. Watch Moore at the top. He's going to go down, break to the outside. The defensive back jumps on him, and you run by both of them.
First and goal from the 4 for UCLA. Maddox still got it. Slapped down by Frank Clemens, number 35.
Clemens was an inside linebacker last year at Oklahoma. Led the team in tackles, as a matter of fact, and was an all Big 8 selection by the coach's vote, which is really the one that really counts.
Joe Bowden down on the field, linebacker for Oklahoma. Timeout for him, 7:31 to play in the game.
For that last play with Maddox outside, he doesn't even see Blevins. The point being here, when you're outside and you have clear vision, you need to look that linebacker off. Look to the outside, fool him a little bit, or else you've got to have a quick release to get it by him.
Second down, goal from the 4. Joe Bowden walked off. He had a cramp.
Too much reach. He can still teach his young troops, get him some valuable
Well,
playing
if they'd
time.
have gone ahead and stuck in the end zone with all this messing around, you know, burned up a half a minute or so, it's not out of reach. There's a penalty flag. He was trying to throw a fade into
They are, or how good they are. So the weak ones play stronger, and the stronger ones sometimes don't play as well as they should.
Pass to the end zone and incomplete. No, couldn't hold it. LaChapelle had it in his hands. Belcher was with him, and he couldn't hold it.
Well, this wasn't Maddox's fault. Here's LaChapelle right here. He's going to swing to the outside, but the outside receiver is going to be open too. Either one that he wants, he could have thrown the football to. If I can clear this machine. Okay. Either man was open.
Well, the man in the middle would have been easier, wouldn't it? Because you could have hit it quarterback. He turns and hands the ball off to Rashid, the big fullback.
LaChapelle is 3 deep.
Williams got his head down and took off to about the 13-yard line. Monday night,
They can say, all right, now let's just ease into this. And you never know what's going to happen first game of the year, even in the pros when they play preseason games.
Boy, that's a good hard run by Ernest Williams on 3rd down and 5. 3 people at least had their hand on him. Couldn't hold him, and Roman Pfeiffer finally hunted him down, but not until he had his first down.
It's got to be great to be a running back, a tailback at Oklahoma, because most of the time you get the ball, it's outside the tackles. You don't have to do a lot of that inside stuff, and usually you're getting pitched to by the quarterback, so you just have to beat maybe a corner. Sometimes there's nobody out there. It's got to be great for those tailbacks.
A 34-14 ball game with Oklahoma outrushing UCLA 9-1. The crowd on a 100-degree-plus day, 50,068. Gundy's pass, poorly thrown and incomplete. Didn't get his shoulder square to his target and couldn't put anything on the pass.
The offensive coordinator for Oklahoma, Larry Coker, coached Gundy's brother at Oklahoma State. And now he has an opportunity to coach Cale Gundy at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Mike tore up the record book in the Big 8.
That's him on the left there, Larry Coker on the left with the headphone.
That's the tailback, Williams.
Oklahoma brings in a true freshman tailback, and they put him in, they plug him in, and he runs for 100 yards.
That is, Williams has carried 13 times for 53 yards. Manning is in there at left guard now. Medice is back in at right guard. Williams carrying and stay at home. That's quickly out to Otis Taylor, and Taylor will amble along.
Well, program, and he's at the core of it.
Gundy pitches to Williams, and the Bruins eat it up.
Donahue said he tried everything. He just couldn't.
Of a team.
You lose continuity when you change coaches. You bring in quality, you get new ideas, but you lose continuity.
On 4th down, a high-hanging punt. Fair catch is handled back on the 13-yard line by UCLA. So Brad Riddell knocked a good one downfield that time to the point of no return, if you will, and LaChapelle handled it cleanly. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the ball game.
38 yards.
Make it the 14 for the Bruins, and Maddox is still in there at quarterback. They were down 1st and goal on the 4 and wound up with nothing. And 2 5-yard penalties called against him. And Maddox is sacked. Number 97 was the first man in, Proctor Lamb, 16-17. Good quick handoff out of the shotgun. Ball's off the hand. I think what Todd Marinovich wants more than anything else is Goins is now in at tailback. Iron spin on him and came back to him. Inside a minute to go now in this opening game with UCLA trying to rebound off 3-7-1. Oklahoma looking for better fortunes after 7-4. And even though the Sooners cannot go to any postseason activity, they are free to appear again on television, and they're probably going to be a holy terror come November.
Well, I think this kid right here is getting a lot of experience in the first ball game. He's going to be their passer throughout the season. If they get behind any time, they can bring him in. But the rest of the team needs to be able to throw also, Keith. They need to understand the passing game, not just the quarterback.
This is going to be taken at the 15-yard line. Out over the 30 to the 33 is Brad Clark. And now for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Die Hard. Ty Detmer out of San Antonio is at quarterback. He will have Tui Pelotu and Bellini as his running backs. Nyberg and Boyce are the wide receivers. His tight end, All-American candidate Chris Smith. In the middle of things, Robert Stevens, the center. Baumforth and May are the guards. And at the tackles, Neil Fort and Mike Kine. Tackles for the Hurricane from the 4-3. Shane Curry and Anthony Hamlet, the defensive ends. Maurice Crum, who just made the tackle in the middle. Jesse Armstead and Darren Smith on the outside at linebacker. In the secondary, they're very good. Smith and Bailey at the corners. And the safeties, Darrell Williams and Hurley Brown. Second down and 8. Feels the pressure, gets it away, complete across the 40-yard line as Armstead comes over to make the stop, but Bellini out of the backfield, and something you talked to me about yesterday as far as the backs coming out and how BYU would utilize them, that we'll see a lot of this tonight.
BYU, one of the best in the country at getting their running backs out into the secondary in a hurry. On this play, he had to. He had Russell Maryland right in his face. That's what Ty is good at, is getting rid of that ball with someone in his face.
Third down. They need just across the 43. Short drop. It is complete. Near sideline. Nyberg will have the first down just shy of midfield. Maurice Crum on the stop.
Ty did a nice job there, Ron. They were off in the secondary. He only needed 4 yards. He took advantage of it, got it in and out of his hand quick. Just a 3-step drop, first down.
Nyberg, who is a senior from St. George, Utah, is described as their go-to guy, and he was in the first big third down play of the evening. Almost 4,600 yards for Ty Detmer. 2 of 2 in this one tonight for a total of 14 as Corley comes in at running back. Corley, left side, 5, 6, 7, down to the 43-yard line of Miami. Bailey from his right cornerback spot up to make the tackle.
Absolutely, one of the keys to this game is can Brigham Young run the ball just a little bit to keep him honest. There you see him. He gets him with the snap count, Ty does. Runs a little bit of counter tray back in there. Positive yardage. Very good side for them, moving the ball on the ground.
Gary, this is twice on this opening series that we have seen the defensive front for Miami jump. Obviously.